right, welcome back everybody. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to have this class kit open, and then I'd like you to have a separate window with YouTube going. So hopefully you can write on the class kit as we go through it and be listening to it at the same time. Give me any feedback that you can and let me know how that works for you, if it's easy to navigate between the two. So here's what I need you to do today. First of all, I need you to log into Infinite Campus to see what assignments have been completed. If there is an assignment that is left blank, that means it has not been completed, and in order for you to earn your 10 points for that day, you would need to finish it and email me that it's been finished. Don't just raise your hands on the slides, because at this point I've cleared out all those hands. So all I'm going to be looking at is emails for previous Edgelastics and Class Kicks and Delta Maths at this point. So I need you to complete the Padlet that is on slide 2 here. You can just click on that link in the class kick and it'll take you to that. That's part of the assignment, is to give feedback on all the columns that are in there. And we're going to start with section 11.1 today. I feel like you guys have a good understanding of area, and this is probably going to be something that we can do pretty easily together. So start with the standard unit that we measure things in is a linear unit, and that measures length. These are measurements like meters, yards, miles, anything like that you would be measuring. And square units are the unit that we use to measure area. Area is the number of square units within the boundary of the region, which basically just means it's on the inside of the region. So you know how to find area of a rectangle or a square, and you know the formula for that is area is the quantity of the base times the height. So the area of a rectangle is equal to the product of the base and the height for that base. So if you have a rectangle and the base is 12 and the height is 8, you know to find area, you're just going to multiply 12 times 8, and you would get 96 units that are squared, because we measure area in square units. If I have a square, the only thing I need to know is one specific side. So if the length of the one side of a square is 5, the area of the square is equal to the length of one side that is squared. So 5 squared is 25. So the area of this square would be 25 units squared. All right, so there's a postulate that says that every closed region has an area, and if two closed figures are congruent, then their areas are equal. So now if you take a look at the diagram that's below, this is basically going to say if I find the area of figure 1 and I find the area of figure 2, and I do that individually, when I add them together, that's going to be the area of that combined figure there. So if two closed regions intersect only along a boundary, okay, the boundary is this right here, this line right here. Okay, then the area of their union, so what you get when you put them together, is equal to the sum of their individual areas. All right, so now let's take a look at some of these slides. I've got 3 questions here to go through, and they're going to go pretty quick. So it tells you find the area of the rectangle. Since I know it's a rectangle, I know that the angles in the corner are 90 degrees. If you look at the triangle that's been given here, hopefully you remember your triples. The hypotenuse is 13, so it's a 5, 12, 13. So to find the area, the base is 12, the height is 5. Remember, area is equal to the base times the height, so 12 times 5 is going to be 60, and we're going to put a label on it of centimeters squared. You also might be given the area and then asked to find one of the lengths of the sides. So this one is pretty simple. We know again that area is equal to the base times the height. So going down here, if the area is base times height, and I know the area is 20, and I know the base is 5, I should be able to find the height. I know you're using mental math right now and figuring out that the height is going to be 4, and the label on this from the problem is decimeters, so we'll call it decimeters. All right, finally, this is where we have those compound figures where you have to find the area of this irregular shape here. There's a couple different ways to do it. I'm going to show you my favorite way to do it first, and then you can decide which way you like better. I prefer to fill in the entire shape, and I have like this big rectangle here. So if I find the area of the big rectangle, well, this side over here is going to be 6 and 2, so this is 8. This side over here is going to be 7, 2, and 3, so this is going to be 12. So I'm going to have 8 times 12, which is 96. So that's the area of the whole rectangle, and now I'm going to subtract out these little holes that were in it. So this one here was 2 times 2, which is 4. And this one here was 5 by 2, which is 10. So together that's 14. So if I subtract that out, I'm going to have 82 square units. Now, if I don't have something that's that easy, I might have to divide this into shapes that I know how to find the area of, like rectangles, for example. So maybe what I'll do is I'll divide it like so. I've got one rectangle here. I've got another rectangle here, and maybe a third rectangle here. So this rectangle here is 2 by 6, which is 12. So I need to know that. I've got 12. This rectangle here in the middle, I'll use a different color. We'll say this blue one here is, well, let's see, the height here is, this entire side here we said was 6 and the 2, which makes 8. So this entire side here is 8. And the base here, well, this whole thing is 7, but since this is 2, I've got to subtract that, so it's 5. So I have 8 by 5, which is 40. So I've got 12 and 40. And then I've got this little guy right here. I'm going to go to the larger one because I think this is easier, since I know that this is 3. And we said this whole length of this side, which was found on the last one, was 8. 3 times 8 is 24. And then finally, let's do an orange one here. And this rectangle, we know this is 2. To figure this out right here, well, this entire length here is 8, but I only need from here up, which is 3, because this is 5 right here. So 2 times 3 is 6. So when I add those all together, let's see, I've got 30, 40, I've got 82. So this is also 82 square units. So again, you can decide which is the best method for you. Some might work better in other situations. All right, so your assignment is now going to be to go through, and you're going to do slides 7 through 11. You need to enter your answers in the green boxes. Type in your answers. Do not write them in with the pen tool. If you type them in, it'll automatically tell you if the answer is right or wrong, so you know if you have a question or not. So that's going to be slide 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And if you have any questions, you can ask those on slide 12. Hope everyone has a great day. Don't forget to go in and check Infinite Campus because we want to make sure we're giving you as many points as we possibly can. And just let me know if you need any help. Shoot me an email or raise your hand on this final slide. Have a great day, guys.